Hello, I'm going to show you the stairwell room on the stairwell floor at MGM Grand. And I just thought I had to do this little preface because I realize I have been harsh at times when I was reviewing the room. But it was mainly about the upgrade prices and how everything eventually adds up. So say when you are invited as a complimentary guest, you traditionally, now in the good old days, you would actually pay nothing, but between the resort fee, which is hefty, the taxes, the upgrade, you might easily spend $100 or more, $150 a night even, depending on the type of upgrade that you choose, if you choose to do so. Now my upgrade was $30 a night, but I'll talk about it later. But what I wanted to do is when I was harsh, I was trying to present, the options, and then I was trying to help you work out if it's something that is worth your while. Nonetheless, what really makes this floor and the rooms, they all have this little machine, is the filtering of the air. Now this is on turbo. I just put it on turbo because somebody was sitting there and they were charging their phone and they unplugged it, and then they forgot to plug it back, But I saw it, so I plugged it back in. So this is it. I just wanted you to know that I will be harsh at times. It's just because when you get an upgrade and all that, maybe the expectation is a little bit high. Now you see, if you have watched my vlog, the various videos on the website too, you will hear me quite excited about the stairwell room at Mirage. But this one is a completely different experience. This one here at MGM Grand. Anyway, let me show you the room first, and then I'll quickly talk to you. I'll be as brief as I can. So this is the room. I originally actually was booked on the West Wing Small King, which I really wanted because I wanted to review that for you. Because I've seen it, but I haven't taken a video. But nonetheless, they pushed it so hard. When you arrive, they push for upgrades so that they squeeze a little bit more money from you. And you've got to watch it because you see, if you're tired, jet lagged, and can't wait to get into bed, you will end up paying whatever in order to get into your bed. So I did it because, to me, any experience is good because I can then tell you about it. But I really, really would strongly recommend that you don't do it for the reasons that, I'll show you. So anyway, the room per se is fine. The mattress is good, and I'll tell you about it a little bit later on. The room is decent. Let's not forget that this little upgrade cost me from complimentary, which is what my original booking was, to $30 extra per night. Plus you add the resort fee and the taxes, which originally you probably don't think you're going to spend. So watch out because it all adds up. So anyway, personally, this room is too dark for me. And funny, I actually asked for a bright room. But I was given a different room, but that one smells so badly of sewage the moment you got in. God, what is up with this sewage smell? I had the same problem at Mirage once. Nonetheless, so that by that time I was so tired that I think if they had given me a closet, I would have taken it. Nonetheless, this one does not smell too badly. So what's the big fuss? The big fuss of the stairwell room is this, which is, as you've seen probably my other review at Mirage, it's a filter. So the air that you breathe is better. And being, the turnover is immense. But from my experience, there is no real checking of the rooms. Seriously, certainly not every day or at every checkout. That's my opinion, but if they were, then there wouldn't be little things like this, for example, which was my experience. This is supposed to give you an aromatherapy experience, which means, you're just going to have nice smells coming out of this little machine. But of course, number one, it doesn't work. Number two, somebody took the plug with them, because this per se doesn't fit. You have to have obviously a little adapter I have my own, but you know. So I really don't think that this room is worth any additional money, unless just because of the fact that it just isn't, in my opinion, kept as new. Because you see, aromatherapy and filtering the air, these are issues that, these are, let's say, amenities that need to be kept. Otherwise, you just, in my opinion, you won't benefit from those. Therefore, watch out. This is the air conditioning unit. For those who have never been to any of these resorts, it's off, but you can easily turn it on yourself. So I'm trying to give you a view of the room from a different angle. You've got a decent ergonomic chair here on this desk. The bed, the mattress is a good one. It's a memory foam type mattress, but it's a good quality one. Another thing that this room is connecting, which I don't like, if you like peace and quiet, you may not care. Beware of connecting rooms because you can hear absolutely anything from the next door neighbors. Except for you've got this stairwell filter, which actually emanates quite a bit of noise, which actually I say thankfully, which may cover up a lot of noise. And then you may have the air conditioning unit noise as well. The safe is here. And what you get with the stairwell, I've already, I feel like I'm repeating myself because I reviewed the one at Mirage last time, but nonetheless, this is what you get. You may pause and read it yourself, air purification. But dawn simulator, I've got a, that must be from, I don't know, that little unit over there. It's just, to me, these are little gimmicks. I don't, listen, even the actual corridor did not smell as wonderful as the one at Mirage on the stairwell floor smelled. You know, that one smelled really good. Having said that, it was really, really new when I stayed there. So this has got to be the unit there, you see? And it's right there. Nonetheless, and another thing is that presumably, supposedly, the remote is disinfected, sterilized, and for that reason you don't have to do it yourself. And you have here a charging station and a TV, of course, you know, HD. I always put an addendum at the end, and I will tell you how I slept and about the channels, the Wi-Fi, and things that I cannot know just yet because I haven't actually slept here for the night. And the fridge, of course, do not touch anything, don't open it. I mean, you may be charged, so don't bother unless you want to be charged. And the bathroom, let's go to the bathroom. And I also want to show you the closet, which does not lit up as I open it. But this is it. I cannot see much. Ironing board, one luggage rack, that's my luggage. So it's relatively small, but enough hangers, you know, so you'll be okay there. And now I'm going to show you the bathroom. Bathroom, it's clean. The place is clean, at least. It smells a little bit. The other room smelled a lot more. It is clean, but it's relatively small. It's not one of the biggest rooms. I have stayed at bigger rooms at MGM, but I was really curious to see what the stairwell room was all about here at MGM Grand so that I could also tell you about it. Forgive me about the voice. Forgive me for the voice. I did not sleep last night. I had a really long flight. Energizing light. Now what's this? Oh, look. You see? Now this is the night light. Energizing light. Nonetheless, don't you think these are little gimmicks, really? I mean, is it really worth that much more money? And the other thing is the apparently vitamin C and other benefits that are in this container, which then get infused with the water. Because rooms at MGM Grand are all nice, really. I mean, it's a nice resort, basically. If you are a VIP, they probably will give you an upgrade, even for free. I got an upgrade for free at Mirage in the Staywell room. Or, you know, you'll have to pay quite a bit to get the upgrade if you say haven't really gambled much, or it's your first time, or basically they don't know you, you don't have any status, say, with the MGM resorts. That's it. In terms of the view, you've seen it. I don't think it's very, I mean, it's okay, you get to see the roller coaster, but you get to see the southern part of the Strip with New York, Park MGM, Aria, and so forth. But Cosmopolitan over there. But look, you know, I'm on the 15th floor, and yet it feels like you are practically on the first floor. And then if you actually book a room, or you are assigned a room which is relatively close to this building, then you get a lot of, it's very dark. This wing is very dark. 15th floor, this is what you get on the 15th floor, okay? So, but I know that many of you just come in and don't care about, you know, where you're staying and so forth. Although if you're spending money and it's not free, you may want to know this little thing. So, I don't think it's, but let me know if you think it's worth the extra money. I mean, you know, if it were, say, $10 more, then I would say yes. But to me, $30 more on top of whatever you're paying, even if it's complimentary, it's absolutely not worth it. Especially when you come in and you hear this mild sewage smell, which really, that clearly shows you that the aromatherapy unit was not working, right? Okay, so as you can hear, I'm obviously sounding drunk, and I'm slurring my speech because I actually have not slept at all. I had a long flight and did not sleep. My flight was at 4 in the morning and I did not sleep. So now I'm gonna go for dinner, and then I'm gonna collapse. But I will add a little addendum, as I said, to just give you information about the mattress, the Wi-Fi, the TV, and so forth. Here is my first addendum. I just got up, it's about 7:30 in the morning, and I have to say, I can't show you anything else in this room because it's a mess. But I have to say, I've had a wonderful sleep. So first good thing of the day. And the room is growing on me, possibly because it's really quiet around here. There's the noise of the filter, of the air filter, which is on turbo. It's at maximum, so obviously it's quite loud, but you can choose it, you can turn it off, or you can just actually choose the minimum setting, which is a lot quieter. But nonetheless, it's either that. I must admit, the air feels very filtered now. It obviously took a few hours, and it was off when I actually checked in. Maybe it's the aromatherapy, I don't know, but I felt really relaxed and I had a long sleep. The bed was comfortable, it was hard memory foam, not one of the soft ones, but it was very comfortable. So all in all, you know, it's been good so far. But I'm going to tell you now about the TV and the Wi-Fi. I just thought you should know. One other thing, you know, the safe I showed you before? It's very, very small, and everything has to lie down, which is a problem if you have laptops over laptops. You know, you don't want them lie down on each other. Oh yes, and I wanted to say this, if you actually don't know, what you see is Park MGM in front. Used to be Monte Carlo. It's pretty much the same building, except for they've changed the colors. I mean, inside they've changed a few things as well, and I'll show them to you. So don't fret, it's coming. Okay. Hi, just a final note about this Staywell machine. It's an air filter. As you can hear, it's very quiet right now, even if it's on a medium setting. I liked it at turbo, it's at the maximum setting when I checked in because it hadn't been on. So I really wanted clean air very fast, and it was loud, but I liked it loud because it was covering all the noise from the outside, you know, the corridor. Well, which is okay, actually. It's relatively quiet, except for, say, in the morning when they're cleaning rooms. Staff are yelling, they yell with each other. But it was lovely. It was at maximum speed, and it was covering all the noise. But, and it worked really well, and I must admit, I really love it. And now I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have to go somewhere else where this machine doesn't exist in the room. But having said that, is it really worth the extra price? That's really a subjective issue. It's just that, as I said to you at the beginning of the video, I mean, if you say yes to this little upgrade and this other little upgrade, eventually the bill will be quite shocking. So, you know, remember that, because then you have taxes on top, you know. So it all adds up quite quickly. But obviously it's a nice plus. And the aromatherapy little machine too. But this one really, really makes a difference. Okay, so I didn't really say much about this. You know, I think this is a bit of a gimmick, but then again, you may disagree. First of all, it's so fiddly to set. I don't have the patience to go through this, but you can take a look at the various, what it says. This is the machine. It says, just to tell you how bad I am, it reads 2010, but it's not. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I haven't checked. But so I haven't even bothered to change the time, so it's just too fiddly for me. I know I could work it out, but I don't have the time for things like these. They should be set up for me, you know. And it isn't about being fussy or being spoiled. It's just about, it would take me truly half an hour to work this through, and usually I have friends who do that for me. But nonetheless, I think it's a little bit fiddly and a little bit much of a gimmick, and it wasn't anywhere like the one I found at Mirage. And you can check my Stay Well room review at Mirage. So I just wanted you to see this so you could read it all for yourself and decide if it's worth your extra money. Okay, stay tuned. I'm sorry you're going to have to see some of my mess. And just shortly, the TV's fine. Of course, I love the way that you can switch channels really, really quickly, which is great. There's a huge amount of sports channels, so some of you will be thrilled. I don't care about those, so I wasn't impressed, but many of you will be thrilled. And yeah, you got your basic news channels. Nowhere near, I mean, I didn't see any movies channels, to be honest, which is a bummer. I like to see movies, even as background, you know. But I know, you know, I mean, you won't care because, you know, you're here to party. But sometimes, you know, you're relaxing in your room after you've lost all your money and you've eaten more than you can and you're drunk enough and you've partied. So, you know, you may want to actually see a movie in bed. I mean, the bed is so comfortable, right? But anyway, you won't get that, at least not from what I saw. It might be something. I mean, there may be stuff on demand, of course, but the music channels were fine, although they didn't seem to be working, but you know, it's early in the morning. I don't know, but they were there. And some other channels like this one, you know, Animal Planet. I just put it on this because whatever. It's cuter to look at as I'm talking. So as I said, you've got your news channel. So, but what you have predominantly is a huge amount of sports channels, because MGM Resort, they like now their new, you know, identity now is to entertain you, and sports seems to have taken a huge amount of space within that identity pie, so to speak. Okay, guys, so now all I have to tell you is about the internet, which I assume is fine, but I'll have to tell you, I have to check it. I have to tell you these things. So forgive the mess, and speak to you soon. Hi, a quick addendum about the Wi-Fi, as promised. It's pretty much standard, you know, it's good enough for streaming and Gmail, email. But it isn't as good as what you would have at home, okay? It isn't as fast. it's good enough. That's really as far as it goes, really. And I was trying to load my Vegas game. It took forever to load, literally minutes and minutes and minutes. So of course we know that can be a little slow, but I never had problems even when I had my own, I was running my own cell as a hotspot. Obviously it isn't perfect, especially maybe when there are lots of people using the internet, but it was good enough. Okay, so a little addendum about the shower. It works, it's fine, it looks beautiful new fixtures, but it really has practically no pressure. I think the Bates Motel had more water pressure than this. So remember that, okay? I almost think I should turn it on, but I don't want to get wet. I'm about to check out. And the bathtub, I mean, it's small, as I told you before. The water was really, really lukewarm. It wasn't hot. So presumably, well, it was in the morning, so maybe a lot of people were using it. But bear all of this in mind. If you want a hot bath, you may want to choose other times in the day or evening. Okay, so, beware. And you can see, right, although the shower head looks big, but in fact, the actual part that the jets themselves are small, coming from a small head. And anyway, the water pressure is very, very, very weak. That's all I'm saying. And I know many of you will say, oh, well, it's Vegas, there's no water. And I understand that, but that's a different issue from water pressure. Very briefly, the one thing that I think is really negative about this room, and presumably many others in the same area or on the same floor, but I don't think it's just a question of floor, on the same side, is this annoying green light that comes through those very thin blinds. And I think that's a really big problem. So if you stay at MGM Grand, just in case you're assigned this side, then please bring your eye mask. It actually is quite a problem. It's very difficult to sleep with this light. It's a lot stronger than it seems on this video. Okay, just had to say it. And if you have any questions, log on, go to top-buffet.com, and there's a section of where you can post your comments and questions. Sometimes I cannot answer immediately. I am very sorry about that, but I will now for the next 2 to 3 months. I'm doing a huge update, so this is a good time for you to ask me questions.